It's your boy Chad Macc. You know the vibes. Since Diddy got arrested, man, a lot of things been getting aired out. A lot of people been stepping down from certain positions they had in the industry and whatnot, and the industry has been a really hush hush with the recent events that's been going on. You feel me? But the thing is, I don't think we seen nothing yet, bro, because like when them tapes get released, it's gonna show how vile and disgusting the industry really is. And a lot of people that's been striving to reach up there, to be music artists, to be actors and whatnot, y'all think it's just fun and games up there? You don't think they be up there doing some weird shit to get what they want, to be included in certain places or get connected with certain individuals? Like, y'all just think you just hop in and then it's all glitz and glamour? It's not. And trust me when I say it's not. Recently I was watching a stream with Sneako and this other guy. He was, speaking on a lot of stuff that's been going on in the industry for the past 3 decades. And Diddy's involved, a lot of other people is involved. When I was watching the stream, I was disgusted, bro, because I was hearing some off the wall shit. I was like, yo, what the they got going on? But don't take my word for it. Watch the clips and y'all gonna see what I'm talking about. Watch the clip, man, because it's disgusting, bro. Like, ugh.
X's it out, but it's really obvious what it's saying. That basically they started having a threesome, and then Diddy and Al B. Sure started fucking each other, and then she was like, "What the fuck?" and left, and they just stayed and kept fucking each other. And so then basically Diddy tried to do the same thing again with Tupac, and Tupac was like, "Fuck no, get the fuck out of here, not a chance." And that like disrespect is what started the beef, basically.
Between Biggie and Tupac.
And so no, between Tupac and Diddy.
Okay.
And,
I mean, that makes sense now if you see, before you continue, like there's some pictures I've seen right now of Diddy and Lori Harvey. Lori Harvey is Steve Harvey's daughter. Lori Harvey used to date Diddy's son. They broke up, and then Diddy went on vacation with Lori Harvey while also being friends with Steve Harvey. So not only did he fuck his son's ex, but that girl was also the daughter of one of his best friends. So this follows the pattern, but continue.
He was probably fucking him too, because they're all fucking each other. Like, it also names Will Smith, Jada Pinkett, names a couple others that I'm forgetting. It's just like, basically, it paints a picture that the vast majority of the hip hop industry, ever since Diddy came on the scene, have all been fucking each other. And it also names Clive Davis. Clive Davis, the man at the top, like the Jew at the very top of the record label at the time, like the dude that's been running the show for forever. That he was fucking Diddy first, and that he's basically, it sounds like he's the one that introduced Diddy to gay sex, and then Diddy asked Kim Porter to rail him, and it's got a really like fucking gross fucking sentence early on. You want to hear something horribly gross?
Yeah. Okay, so even Diddy,
it's not too much.
Diddy got Jewed. You're saying Diddy got Jewed?
Sort of, yeah. I mean, what I'm saying is, the first time that he asked Kim Porter to rail him, the last sentence in this little chapter is, "I hated it, he bled from it, and there was shit on it. I left him alone after that." That's how the modern Diddy was born. And so she bounced on him for a while, and then he had to like woo her back in and promised he never wanted to do it again. And then he eventually wanted to do it again, and they got all mad, and she was like, "You're just fucking Clive all the time. I know you're fucking Clive. Like, Clive is your dude, and you're just getting railed by Clive. Why don't you go back to Clive?" And he got all mad, and that was like the first time he hit her, I think is what it said. And so basically, like, right from the start, like, Clive is the one that flipped Diddy and like basically turned him into who he is today. And then Diddy is the one that turned the whole industry into this shit. It might have been this way before. I don't know. Like, you'd have
Wait,
to dig
so
into other
are you
rumors.
saying that the hip hop industry is like a prostitution ring? Clive is the pimp and Diddy is the bottom bitch, and he turned everybody else out.
Sort of. Yeah, sort of. Yeah. And then he learned to do that and to manipulate everyone. And then he was giving out contracts based on who was fucking who. And I think that it's hard to say based on what we know from the lawsuit and what we know from the rumors in the hip hop industry. We don't really know if the blackmail stuff goes back past Diddy. But if it does, that's one story. And if the blackmail stuff started during Diddy's time, that makes a lot of sense too, because Diddy sort of became this central figure in this debauchery and in this like gay sex orgy culture that they were having all the time with like everybody. And so you can only imagine at what point did, you know, the mobsters behind the scenes, because the music industry has always had mobsters laundering money in it and running the show behind it. And so like at what point did the mobsters and Clive Davis and his guys start putting cameras in all those rooms? I mean, the lawsuit that Lil Rod's filed alleges that he knows that the behavior has been going on since the Tupac era, but it doesn't say, like, there's no way to know when the cameras came into play. But basically, Diddy was, I mean, I was young at the time. I'm born 92. And so this is like, a lot of this is like before I was born or when I was a baby kid.
Infant,
so I never really understood how powerful Diddy was back then. Like, Diddy was the top of the rap industry in every way.
I always knew if you listen to like all of Biggie's music, you can hear Diddy shouting out in the beginning. Like, he's on all the tracks. He's there in the, like, More Money, More Problems. You can hear him
for everything. Like,
yeah, he was definitely really involved. And anybody who I've always been a big hip hop enthusiast, and now I'm kind of regretting it and thinking that was like satanic psyop, and it probably is. But yeah, Diddy was very clearly one of the hip hop pioneers. Like, there's no point in downplaying it. He was very, very influential. But who's this Clive guy?
So Clive Davis, Clyve Davis. He is this, like, he's this Jewish record executive that's been running the show. He's worth looking up. Just going to his Wikipedia page. He's been running the show in the music industry all the way since the 70s. Like, he signed Janis Joplin. He signed all kinds of artists way back in the 70s, and he's been on top of the world ever since. And so he was like 60 or older at the time. And Diddy's like 21 or 22.
Wow, he's still alive. He's 92.
Yeah. He's the guy. And he's certainly still, you know, a very powerful man in those circles. I guarantee you he still gets anything he wants, and I'm sure he controls a lot of people. But he basically made Diddy. He's the one that funded Diddy. He's the one that fucked Diddy. He's the one that helped Diddy create Bad Boy Records.
Okay, they're there together.
Right? So that's like the origin story of this whole like hip hop cabal that took hip hop from, because originally hip hop was like a bunch of young black kids like starting to rap about like their problems and about the inner city and about real shit. And there was a lot of hip hop artists back in the day that were like putting out good lyrics about like real shit.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, that just got taken over, right?
By gay people.
And even to this day, there's still like a movement. There's always been a movement in hip hop. And the hip hop that I grew up on up in like the Northwest, there's this whole movement in like in the Seattle area of what they called conscious hip hop, which was basically hip hop artists that were actually rapping like real lyrics that they wrote themselves about real shit that was actually cool. And they could never get signed. And Macklemore came out of that scene. Macklemore is like the only dude from sort of that like 2000s era of like hip hop that got signed and made it big. And the album he made it big on, all of his lyrics, like all of his shit was suddenly super. That's like where Thrift Shop came from.
Yeah, that song's very
it's like
gay.
Suddenly this dude
gay song
that was rapping about the problems of addiction and rapping about like how hard like the real shit. Suddenly he's just like,
I
like,
want to pop some tags and $20 in my pocket. Yeah, just brain rot music.
It's so clear. I want to interview that motherfucker about what he's seen and like what that's like, because I think that a lot of the artists that were trying to keep hip hop real basically got pushed to the side because the money was all pushing this Diddy shit. Mm-hmm. And I mean, then we know, like, so that's like the 90s when Diddy came up, but then we all know how many artists sort of were made by Diddy and by the people that Diddy made. And Jay-Z is just one example where Jay-Z got made by Diddy in the vacuum after they killed Biggie, or allowed Biggie to be killed, you know, whatever you say. Mm-hmm. allegedly. And then Jay-Z made his whole umbrella of rappers and artists too. So like Jay-Z became another Diddy. And it's very clear from everything the industry says, all the whispers, from what this book says, from what the research says, that Jay-Z was going to the same freak offs early on, being influenced by Diddy, and he was mega ambitious, like ambitious enough to betray his guy, Biggie, to take his spot. And he's achieved success in a way that just like shows that ambition. So you can only imagine what Jay-Z has been doing all this time too.
I mean, look, he betrayed Ye when Ye was going off about, about the media and about how Jews control the hip hop industry. Jay-Z was nowhere to be found. Ye has a song called Big Brother. They made an album together. When Ye's getting debanked on all this stuff, Jay-Z's gone. Not only that, if you see like Jay-Z's aesthetic now, he's just copying Basquiat. And if you look at Basquiat, Basquiat's a homosexual prostitute. Like, he's making this like a cool thing. He's buying all this Basquiat artwork. You look at what Basquiat has done. Like, yeah, it makes some cool art. Basquiat was literally a gay prostitute in New York. That's what he was. And he's making it really normal and cool. Not only that, Jay-Z is seen with Marina Abramovich everywhere. I want to ask you about Marina Abramovich because I don't know too much, but I know Marina Abramovich is a very well-known Satanist who's seen with Lady Gaga doing circles and satanic rituals with Prince Charles and some of the most famous people in the world. What do you know about Marina Abramovich's influence on Jay-Z?
Dude, I don't know. Like, the thing about Marina Abramovich is that most of what we know about her comes from the fact that she's there and that they're all attending her shit. But like, and they all say like, oh, she's a great artist, and so we're like here for the, but there's no explanation. Like, you can't explain why you're hanging out with a satanic artist that is like making art cakes of dead humans that you're like pretending to eat dead humans in public. You can only imagine what they're doing in private. And so like, there's not really an explanation, or like, and so it's basically all speculation. But you can't, like, how do you even speculate about Marina Abramovich without just speculating that they're all Satanists? That they're all like, why the fuck would you hang out with her? And it's not just Jay-Z and rappers that are hanging out with her. It's the Clintons. It's Obama. It's like the biggest politicians in the world. Jeffrey Epstein. Like, this is where like all the conspiracies start to tie together. It's like Pizzagate directly tied to Marina Abramovich. And then the rap industry and Diddy directly tied to Marina Abramovich. But then you also look at how Diddy has been like one of the Democrat like politicians' biggest shills for like 10, 12 years now. So you start to see that actually they are all tied together, right? It's not just like a rap industry thing and then a Pizzagate thing. It's like they all know each other and they're all hanging out. And there's no explanation for it at all. It's like they expect we won't notice, but everyone notices.
Well, the explanation is that the power systems and literally everything they feed us all goes back to Satanism. That it's all one control mechanism. Well, can you explain, how does Pizzagate go directly to Marina Abramovich?
Well, Pizzagate swirls around the Podestas, who were Clinton aides and advisors, very powerful, like Democrat politician, like, helpers. They've had tons of roles. And Hillary Clinton and her emails, and the guy that runs that pizza parlor, like all of it, there's a lot of different versions of Pizzagate depending on how much research you do and how informed the person you're talking about it is. But basically, Pizzagate is just one example where a bunch of shit came out that started to be a window into the human trafficking networks and the child sexual blackmail networks. But it's not, they tried to smear it as though it was all about this one pizza parlor, and that the theory was like that Hillary Clinton alone is running a human trafficking ring out of that pizza parlor alone. And that's not what it is at all. It's just that a bunch of stuff came out on accident when her emails got leaked through WikiLeaks relative to other geopolitical shit. Yeah. And then those emails started to lead people to look into the various things that were implied. And those things started to lead into the human trafficking networks and all of this stuff. And so Marina Abramovich is tied to that just because she hangs out with the Clintons all the time and the Podestas all the time. And you start to realize that all the people that are implicated in all of these, they're all involved in the same networks. And it starts to paint this bigger picture that is, a lot of it is speculation, but it's like you have to explain it somehow because you can see it with your own eyes. And so it's like either you may, like, the weirder conspiracy is that nothing is going on, because how would you get all this weird evidence just by chance with no explanation other than random coincidences of people like what the.
So as y'all saw from the clip, a lot of weird shit has been going on in the industry, and they think that we don't know because they put it in front of our face and whatnot and all that. I ain't trying to sound like no conspiracy theorist, but I know most of y'all watched that, that Notorious B.I.G. movie, right? And then the actor that played Diddy mentioned Buddy Clive's name. So you know it all connected type timing. You feel me? But like for me, when I was watching the stream, I was like, yo, all this can't be true. All this can't be true, ain't it? Can it? Really? Our favorite artists, people we listen to, is doing these off the wall weird shit? Your favorite artist, person you listen to, be doing this weird shit. I know y'all gonna put in the comments, how you know it's true, bro? They can be just chatting, yada, yada, yada. Ain't it suspicious that all these top entertainment label guys been magically just resigning from their position? Come on, son. Like, come on, bro. Let's not be stupid. Let's open our eyes and see what's going on. Because Diddy was well connected to a lot of people in the industry. Actors, singers, sports. He was connected to mad people, son. He was connected to politicians. You feel me? So let's not be fucking idiotic right now. Let's be fucking real and see what's fucking going on here. Like, Buddy was connected to mad people, son. So if he's in jail and you just see suddenly people just resigning, that means they're connected some way, shape, or form. Let's not be fucking stupid, okay? Let's use our fucking matas, all right? And that's all I gotta say about the subject, you feel me? But I appreciate all the new likes and comments, you feel me, on our last episode, you feel me? Shout out to all the new subscribers, appreciate y'all. We getting very close to that magical number of 500 subs. And from there, we just gonna keep climbing, you feel me? I appreciate everybody that's been, like and commenting and subscribing. Appreciate you, man. Blessings. Thank you so much. And that boy Nick still running scared, not trying to get on a debate with me. But that's all I gotta say. And if somebody clip this, send it to Buddy Sneako too, because I'm trying to get on a debate with him. Me and him got a lot of stuff to chop up about religion and whatnot. You see me? But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, man. It's your boy Chad Macc, you know the vibes. And come back for another video, but let me talk my truth. You feel me? I'm catching y'all later. And keep your eyes open, man. Because we ain't seen nothing yet, bro. I'm telling you, some off the wall crazy shit's about to pop off. You hear me? So keep your eyes open, man. And I'm gonna catch y'all later. Be easy.